This week, November 5th to 9th, is Canada Career Week. Now, the idea is to inform people right across the country of all of the different career paths and options that are right there for the taking. Now, joining me on the desk right now is Riley Carlson to give us a little insight into some of the jobs you can look at right here in Medicine Hat. Okay, so Riley, first off, what exactly is going on around Medicine Hat this year for Career Week?
Well, the Palliser Economic Partnership has created what they call the Southeast Alberta Workforce Development Strategy. And what they're looking to do is to help students and young adults think of career paths that aren't really all that usual and keep them informed about local career choices. And I spoke to Melanie Friesen, who is, she's one of the coordinators for the program, and she says it's very, very important to let young people know what's going on and what's available right here in Medicine Hat.
It's important because there's a diverse number of occupations that are in demand right now, and what we'd like to do is keep the youth in southeastern Alberta. So what we need to do is provide awareness on what are those opportunities that we can provide for them.
Okay, so why is this important to Alberta and southeastern Alberta in particular?
Well, as most people are aware, Alberta is in the middle of a labor crunch, and especially in small communities like Medicine Hat, we're seeing a lot of people leave to places like Red Deer and to larger centers like Calgary when they're trying to get into the oil and gas sector. But what's really important for people to know out there is that we have jobs right here that do pay well, that are interesting jobs, and that have stability and can be very fun jobs to do.
Okay, which kind of ties into the whole goal of the strategy, correct?
And the goal is really simple. They're just trying to keep students informed. Then they want to attract skilled and unskilled workers as well. They're willing to educate people and help them further themselves in whatever career it is they choose. And they want to retain workers as well and keep them here for as long as they can.
Okay, so where exactly do you come into all of this?
Well, I've partnered with them. I've met with 5 really dynamic, really interesting people here in Medicine Hat that have really interesting and really cool jobs. And what you're going to see is a different story every weeknight here on Newswatch. Students from grades 7 to 12 can log on to the website. That's their website, palliseralberta.com. And each story is going to have a clue in it that has a little something to do with all the different jobs. When you find the clue, you can enter it in the contest to win an iPod Touch.
Right. At the end of the week, Friday, they can enter in as they choose. High school students, Jeff Yurkovich, you're not allowed, and enter to win this iPod Touch, which is very cool. Now, you have, like you said before, you've met some pretty dynamic, pretty interesting people that are doing some pretty cool things, right?
Well, and people have jobs that you would never think of.
Yeah.
I met a man this week named Jack Collier who works at DRDC out at CFB Suffield, and he does something that I would have never, ever thought to do when I was picking a career path. Jack builds robots. Take a look at this.